so I don't forget. Okay. All right, let's come to our mats. And like I said, we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana today. So for those of you who are new to yoga, it's a restorative pose, also a great hip opener. And we're going to take our blanket and we're going to fold it and make it nice and mushy, nice and thick. And that's going to support our spine. I've got a couple of blankets here, or a couple of pillows here at the edge where my head is going to go. I'm going to sit on the mat, not on the blanket. So put your hips on the mat. I'll take my cover off, jacket off. So I'm sitting on the mat and I'm going to then lay down. This is just for figuring out the spacing. So I want to lay so that my head, my spine is on the blanket, and then I'm pulling the pillows under my head so that my head is slightly above my chest level. Okay, but before we get settled in, make sure you have your bricks on either side, because we're going to use those to support our knees if you need them at whatever height you need them, because we don't want the knees to just be hanging in midair. So just have those close. Now, again, always the hardest part of every class, which is figuring out how to use the belt. So take your belt and we're going to make a large loop. So you're going to go through 2 loops and back through 1. And then pull it, but keep it big, because we're going to put it over your head and your shoulders. Bring it around your hip bones. Now, don't bring it around, very important, don't bring it around your waist. We don't want it pulling on your back. We want it to be anchored in there over your hip bones, okay? Then we're going to bring our feet in front of us and bring the toes together and bring the belt over the toes. So the belt is over my hips and over my toes. And then I'm going to sort of pull this belt around so that I can reach the metal part, again, keeping that around the hips. And I'm going to tighten it a little bit, just pull on that loose belt strap there until your feet are at a comfortable level, as close to your body as you want. Some people want it looser, some people want it higher, but it just helps to create get a nice stretch here and just sort of cocoon you in this pose. I'm going to place my bricks under my knees so that they're supported. Just play with that. You have to just play with this pose a little bit to see what feels right. Again, keeping that belt down around your hip bones, sacral area there. And then I'm going to work myself laying back. And again, back is on the blanket. Do any little wiggling, moving your hip skin away, and let your head settle into the pillows. This should feel comfortable. So if you're not, just play with it until you find something that works for you. And then bring your hands out to the side with the palms facing out. And start to slow the mind. Just come to a focus on your breath. When you're ready, if you'd like to set an intention for your class today, do so now. Now, continuing as we're in this pose to just sort of examine the body, just check, make sure, are you really releasing the hips or the hip? Is there anything you're holding in there in the arms, maybe the shoulder? Check your jaw, space between your teeth here. And really make the body feel heavy and relax into this pose. Now, in times of stress or just need of relaxation, end of the day, unwinding, this is a wonderful pose to use. It also, of course, is doing a lot of opening in the hips, releasing at the lower back. And we're going to be using this pose going forward quite a bit. So Let me know if you have any questions. Now you stay in this pose. I'm going to come out of it because we're going to move into a breathing exercise and I want to be able to show it to you. But you stay where you are and breathe. And we're going to do circular breathing today. And I want to come up to the camera so you can see me. And circular breathing, Nadi Shodhana, is one of the most important breathing exercises that we do. And also a great calming breathing, great for balancing. I can't remember if I've talked about the nadis, but the nadis are these, particularly in Chinese and perhaps Ayurvedic medicine channels, energy channels that crisscross the body. And this is a balancing exercise that helps to bring balance and enlivenment to the nadis. So we're going to take, and I'm not going to mirror you, so do what I say, not what you see me do, because it'll be backwards. But we're going to take the thumb, and with the 2, 3, and 4 bent, actually you can keep 4 and 5 up, but so your 2 and 3 finger bent, covering the right nostril, and you can just listen first if you'd like. We're going to then inhale through the left nostril. When we get to the top of the inhalation, we're going to then take that forefinger, cover the left nostril, and exhale through the right nostril. So I'll bring my hand down so you can see. Then we'll inhale again through the right nostril, and then cover the right and exhale through the left. So we always change fingers on the exhalation. So inhaling through the left, cut, change, and exhale through the right. And it's my right, your right, not what you're seeing on the screen, which will be backwards. Inhale through the right, and then cover and exhale through the left. So let's just start this now. So taking a cleansing preparatory breath in through both nostrils, nice and slow and deep, and then exhaling through both nostrils. And then let's cover with our thumb the right nostril and inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now cover the left nostril and exhale through the right. 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch, cover the right and exhale through the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cover the left. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch and exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue. I'm going to stop counting, but keep going at your own speed. Now, wherever you are, do one more round, ending on the exhalation on the left. So continue your breathing process. And return to normal breathing. Keeping the eyes closed. And just noticing the sensations of this breathing exercise, the awareness of your breath. As we do these breathing exercises, just noticing paying attention to any tension you may feel that you're holding. Sometimes in the weirdest places, sometimes you've got just something going on in a hip that you're just not, it's like, oh, right, that's tense. Try to breathe into it and relax it. Or it could be your jaw. Now, when you're ready, we're going to come out of this, but we're going to slowly taking the hands under. You can stay in this pose for as long as you want. This can be something you do before bed. You can stay in it for, it's not going to hurt anything, but come out of it slowly. So the hands under the knees, and I'm just going to, or thighs, and I'm just going to pull my thighs up. I've already taken my belt out, but you bring your feet up off the floor, take your feet off of the belt, work it over your body, roll over to your side, take your belt off. You can put it over and away for now. Move your pillows and your blanket or beach towel, whatever you're using, and come back onto your backs just for a moment. Let's bring our feet up over our torsos and just interlock our fingers in front of our legs here, and just roll around on the small of your back. Make sure the small of your back is engaged with the floor. And let's just give it a little massage here. Some just gentle rolls one way, circles rather with the knees, go the other way. Bring your hands down and let's lift with your hands pressing into the floor. Let's lift the hips up, give them a little shimmy, just awakening the spine, and exhale down. Inhale, lift the hips again, little gentle shimmy, waking up the digestive system, and exhale down. One more time, lift and shimmy. Loosen up those hips, the lower back, and exhale down. Now bringing your hips or your knees over your body again, and bringing your hands behind your thighs this time, and just do some gentle rocking. Just gently rocking the knees forward over your torso, loosening things up. We're going to do some spinal rolls. Now it's important that we keep the chin tucked against the chest so that when we begin to roll, we're making contact and not slapping the back against the floor. And I'm going to start kicking my legs, just sort of gently rolling. Again, it takes a little practice here to keep the chin tucked, and so that you're really rolling the length of the spine, and play with it here. This is a free chiropractic adjustment, my friends. And breathe, keeping that chin tucked. And after you've played with that a little bit, just roll yourself up to sitting, coming into cross-legged position, whatever you're most comfortable with. With our hands, bringing them now to the elbows. Actually, Larry, could you adjust that a little bit? Let's just bring the hands touching the elbows. No, hands touching the shoulders. We're just going to do some elbow rolls. There we go. Rolling into the shoulders. Relax your jaw here. Going the other way now. Breathing. And then coming to center. And inhale, let's go to the side. Exhale, other side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just getting a little rotation. Another movement of the spine. And then come to center now. Inhale, going the other way. Exhale, inhale, exhale. And release, shake out your shoulders. Bringing one arm up and bent. extend the other arm straight and bring the elbow over the other one. And then with your torso facing forward, we're going to gently pull with that bent arm just to get a nice little stretch in the shoulder. Keeping the chin nice and soft here. Check your jaw. But don't pull your head with it here. We're keeping the chin over the chest. And breathe. Sitting up nice and tall. And release. Shake out your shoulders. Do the other side. I'm bending the other arm. Extending the other one straight. Crossing it over the elbow on this side. And again, just gently pulling on that shoulder, finding a nice little stretch there, keeping the jaw and the chin soft. And breathing. And release, shrugging it out. Now coming into our Dandasana, you remember that's where we extend our legs, our seated rod pose. And we're going to flex our feet, press our legs to the floor, move the skin away from your hips so that you have a nice connection of the hip bones with the floor. Hands are at your side. Engage the Uddiyana, the core bandha, pulling in, pulling up at the mula, in, shoulders back and away. Relax the jaw. Pressing down with those legs, flexing the feet, strong postural position, really working to engage the shoulders and open up the heart and the chest space. Working on our posture here. You can close the eyes and take a couple of breaths if you'd like. And then opening your eyes, keeping the legs engaged. I'm going to pull my right leg up, bending the knee, and bring it beside my knee. I'm going to switch around here so you can see me. Now, if it is possible, we're going to take the foot and cross it over the opposite leg. If that's too strong, if you've had a knee injury or something and that's just too strong, keep it beside the leg. Otherwise, we're going to cross it here. I'm still keeping this extended leg engaged. The foot is flexed and pressing down. I'm going to interlock my fingers right below the knee and keeping my beautiful postural Dandasana position here. I'm going to pull the knee in towards the chest and pull the chest in towards the knee. Shoulders down and back, release the jaw. Just working this position. This is our half Lord of the Fishes pose. And breathe. Just noticing the sensations. Maybe one hip doesn't want to go down. That's fine. Just let it settle. Maybe feeling some stretching in the upper part of the legs. And release, shake out your legs. We'll do the other side. Again, engaging the legs strongly with the floor, flexing the feet, bringing now the other leg up beside the knee, crossing it over if it is available to you, or otherwise keeping it straight, interlocking the fingers below the knee and engaging with pulling the chest to the knee to the chest, keeping that nice tall spine. Chin is not jutting out, chin is in line. Gently engage Jalandhara Bandha. And breathe. One more breath. And release. Shake it out. Let's come over onto all fours. Stretching out one leg behind us, and with my feet tucked, my toes tucked, excuse me, I'm just going to roll over the toes, primarily the big toe, but try to get all the toes in on the action here. We're just loosening up the toes. Doing all the counter work that our heels and our pointy-toed shoes. Oh my goodness, I was driving the other day and I had boots on that had a pointed toe and I had been wearing them for a couple of hours, and in the middle of 4 lanes of traffic, my toes started to cramp. So our shoes, we need to do some work again for our poor toes. Okay, good. Let's come to the other leg, extend the other one, tuck your toes, roll directly over the toe, the big toe especially, back and forth. Nothing too crazy here, but we're just trying to get a little bit of loosening up. All right. Now taking our hands, our hands are under our shoulders, fingers are spread, knees are under our hips, about hip width apart. We're just going to start doing some gentle rolls into the wrists, keeping the arms relatively straight, but focusing on the wrists and rolling into them, maybe going backwards and forwards, side to side, circles, whatever feels comfortable. And then when you're ready, let's point the fingers in towards each other. Now, maybe some people anatomically, this just doesn't work. So if you're only like that, that's fine. You have an angle, but pointing them mostly in towards each other and finding a stretch, maybe again, side to side into the wrist, maybe forward and back. Gentle movements. These are gentle, these are delicate joints. And then let's point the fingers out to the sides of the mat so that the palms are facing each other. And again, spreading the fingers nice and wide, only going as far as you can twist your hands to. And gentle movement side to side, backwards and forwards. And finally, if this is available to you, turning the hands so that the hands face towards the body. Now, if you only go part ways, then just go as far as is comfortable. This is a stretch. This is not acrobatics. And finding your stretch. This is a lovely stretch for the underside of the forearm, side to side again, very gentle. Noticing any sensitivities. And breathe. And when you're ready, gently come out of that. And let's just gently shake the hands, just sort of work that out. It can be strong work. Okay. Coming back onto all fours, let's do some cats and cows. So inhale, looking up to the sky, hips stay to the sky, and exhale, flexing that spine from the whole way from the tailbone up to the neck, pressing through the hands and pressing the back of the body up to the sky. Then inhale, looking up, dropping the belly, creating our cow. Exhale, pulling in at the belly, pulling the core muscles in towards the back. And inhale. Just do a few of these at your leisure. But really focusing on flexing the whole spine, just feeling all the vertebrae flexing like a rope. And when you're ready, let's tuck the toes. And when we come into our next cat, let's press back through the hands, let the hips come down to the ankles and find a stretch here. Then coming back into our cat, inhaling, dropping the belly, the cow. Coming back into cat and doing our cat stretch. Coming back. And let's stay in center. Coming into our child, let's spread our knees, bring our hands around the side of our bodies, relaxing those wrists and the hands, taking any little jiggles that you'd like here, or wiggles, and feeling the breath rise through the back of the body. Relax your shoulders, check your jaw. Use whatever props, of course, here that are modifications that help you.
Check your hips. Release anything there that you might be holding. Another breath here. And when you're ready, let's bring the hands forward. Come back into all fours. With your right hand, reach up to the sky. We're on all fours. And we're going to then reach under, take the back of the hand, slide it, thread it through the other arm, and come down onto our opposite cheek. I'm going to continue to stretch the back of that hand out and find a nice twist in the back of the upper torso. Now with your bent arm, you can either reach forward. Make sure you're relaxing the hips and letting them fall back here. If you'd like, you can also take that hand over the body and grab the opposite thigh. If it's available to you, just do whatever feels. This is a nice stretch, so no pressure here. And release. Breathe. One more breath. And release the upper arm. Press yourself back up to all fours. Shake it out. We'll do the other side. Now I'm going to lift, look to the sky, and then slide the back of the hand under the bent arm, bringing my chin or my cheek down to the floor. Now again, reaching forward with that upper arm to find a stretch there. If that's comfortable to you, make sure you're releasing the hips and letting them sort of create that traction so that they're sort of released back. Or if you'd like, taking that hand over the back for a little deeper stretch, hooking the fingers around the thigh of the other side. And then when you're in here, you can work on focusing on opening that shoulder, that upper shoulder a bit. But make sure you're keeping the jaw out of it. And breathe. You can release, slowly coming out of here. And staying on our fours, we're going to tuck our toes. Now I'm going to drop my hips now. My hips are on my feet. Bringing my right hand in front of and somewhat between my knees. I'm going to bring the other hand so that it's just touching my right hand fingers are touching my right ear. Inhale, I'm going to open that shoulder, look toward the sky. Now make sure you're keeping that chin tucked. Don't arch your chin out. And then exhale, I'm going to thread the elbow in underneath the other arm. Inhale up. Open that shoulder. Exhale, thread. Inhale, getting a nice couple of little cracking movements there in my spine. Do this gently. It's just a nice, gentle moving twist. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up, and this time, let's lean back onto the hips. Bring the other arm to the other ear. Open those shoulders. Pull the elbows back. Open the shoulders. Keep your chin tucked. Extend the arms. Pull the arms back and open even more. Really open your heart. And then release. Come back to center. Shake it out. We'll do the other side. I'll switch from this side so you can see both sides. Now I'm going to take my right hand in front of and between my knees. I'm going to sit back on my heels. Take the other arm out. Touch my ears with my fingers. I'm not pulling the head. I'm just touching. Opening that shoulder. Then exhale. Twist and thread. Inhale up again, opening that shoulder, really trying to get the heart pointing to the sky. And then exhale, twist. Just do a few of these at your leisure and play with it. If you need to adjust your hand position or such, feel free to do it. And work with the breath. Inhale, open, and exhale, twist. On your next raising, this time sit back on the knees, feet, excuse me, other hand to the ears, opening, looking up, pulling those elbows back. Now extend the arms, pull the hands back, keep the chin tucked. Bringing the hands back to the center and coming back to our pose. Now push it with our hands extending forward, our fingers spread. Let's tuck our toes and come into downward facing dog. Walk your dog, stretch out your calves, move around, take whatever wiggles and jiggles you'd like here. Look under one arm and the other side. Hips to the sky, spread the fingers, make sure the weight of your hands, of the body, is going into the upper part of the hands, not dumping into the wrists. Shake your head yes, no. Maybe come up on your toes a little bit if you'd like. Maybe bend the knees. And then pressing the heels towards the floor. Again, we're not worried about the heels touching the floor. Some people just, their bodies just don't work like that, but it's getting that stretch. Downward facing dog gives us a stretch along the whole back of the body, from the hands to the feet. And breathe. Strong arms. And when you're ready, let's soften the knees. Walk the feet to the front of the mat. Coming into our forward fold, release the neck. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips, into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deeper into the fold. Inhale, bring the hands to the hips, engage your core, press through your heels, and hinge up to standing. Bring your hands down to your side, and let's grab our belt. If I can find mine. Here it is. Taking the belt out of the loop for a moment here. Unlooping it. And let's just put it around our neck for now. And standing at the front of our mats, coming into our mountain position, let's bring our big toes together, lift and spread the other toes, and then place them back down to the mat. Make sure that the outer side of your feet are parallel and in line with the mat. Hands are at your side, softening the eyes or closing them if you have your balance. And coming to the breath. Working into our mountain pose, focusing on the connection of our feet and our toes with the floor, the heels, the toe pads, the pinky toes, the big toes. And then feeling that energy rising from the earth under the floor, the strength of the earth, coming up into the feet, pulling that energy up into the body now. Feeling it strengthening the toes as we engage the toes, strong feet, lifting the arches, pulling that energy now up into the calves. As we engage the calves, lift the kneecaps, engage the thigh muscles, knitting the hip muscles together, pulling up the perineal area, or Mula Bandha, supporting the pelvic floor. Allowing that energy now to rise up through the hips and coming into the base of the spine. Engaging our Uddiyana Bandha at the core area, in and up towards the back of the spine. Now sensing and feeling that energy rise through the back of the spine. Coming between the shoulder blades and opening our heart space as our shoulders roll back and down. Heart open to the world. Hands at our side, open and receptive. Allowing this energy to fill us, to radiate through our organs, our blood, our brain,
engaging the Jalandhara Bandha, allowing the energy to flow up now the back of the head and out through the crown chakra, and sensing this connection of the earth to the sky and the sky to the earth through this energetic flow through our bodies. And breathe. Coming to our Ujjayi breathing, that gentle raspy breathing at the back of the throat. Sounds like the ocean. And you can open your eyes, return to normal breathing. Let's take a step apart so that our feet are under our hips now. And now taking the belt, let's place it around our back and under our armpits so that it's up at the top of your back, sort of like where your bra strap goes if you wear bras. Otherwise, just wherever. I don't know what the alternative to that is, just the easiest way. Anyway, we're holding make sure you're holding it so that you have about equal ends on falling down on either side. Hands are at your shoulders. Inhale, we're going to stretch the arms up along that belt, adjusting it if you need to, until you get to the end of the belt, pulling it up at a 45-degree angle. And when you get up to the end, just continue that traction, looking up past your hands and feeling this expansion of your rib cage, the spine, breathing into it, allowing this opening. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Making space between those rib, each one of the bones of the rib cage. One more breath. And exhale, release. Just keep your eyes soft or closed here. Allow the belt to fall to the side, hands at your side, and just take a moment here to sense how your body feels, to enjoy this space, this opening, and the flow of the energy circulating now, radiating through the whole body, arms, legs, internal organs, brain, face. Let it radiate out now to the world around you like a glowing egg, bringing blessing to everyone and everything in your world. So, moving on, moving my stuff out of the way here. We're going to just do a little balance work here. So, no props, just standing. Remembering that when we work on our balance, we're engaging our core, pulling skin and flesh and muscles into the skeleton, finding that little spot of, I'm finding a little piece of cookie that I think my husband dropped. Oh, I'll blame it on my grandson. And that's going to be my focal point, my drishti on the ground. I'm changing my weight onto one leg, softening the weight on the other side. Bring your hands to your hips, engage your core, find your focus. Gently lift the foot and just swing it back and forth off the floor. Keep your focus. Slow. And then slow it down. Foot is still off the floor. Now bring the knee up. Yeah, do the best you can here. Bring the knee up, forward, and bent. If you can, stir your foot as though you're stirring a pot with your foot. Just bending at the ankle. One way, and then the other way. If you would like, extend the leg. Not good on this leg today. Extend the leg, flex the foot and the hands. And down. Oh, that leg is not good today. Let's try the other side. Same thing. Weight onto the other leg. Take the weight off the other leg. Flex the foot. Find your drishti, engage your core. Some gentle swings back and forth. Stirs. And straighten if you'd like. And down. Boy, big difference between one side and the other for me. Anyway, always good stuff to work on. Okay. Coming on to the front of our mat with our feet about hip width apart. Inhale, bring the arms up to rise. Exhale, hinging from the hips down to the floor, soften the knees. Inhale, up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, step back with the right leg. Exhale, step back with the other leg. And we're coming into our downward facing dog. But just for a moment here, we're working into a pigeon pose. You might want to watch this first, but if you're familiar with it, then feel free to follow along. So we're going to lift the right leg up to the sky as high as we can. Inhale, I'm going to bend the knee and bring it forward and lay it at an angle in front of me. Now, if you've had knee injuries or knee issues, this may be strong. I'll give you some modifications. But we want to have the knee outside of the hip, I don't want it here. I want the knee pointing at an angle to the side of the mat. The foot is flexed and on the other side of the mat. If this is available, this is a full pigeon. We extend the back leg and walk the hands forward, bringing the forehead to the mat. If you're having trouble with this back hip engaging with the floor, you can shove a blanket under it. You can put a brick under it. We want you to be able to relax into it so you can do whatever you need. Now, if you're saying, Robin, none of that is working for me, fine. We have other things you can do. Now, bend the back leg and come into sort of I'll come this way. You can do a sort of a side saddle thing here. So the back leg is not extended, but it's at the side. And then you walk the hands forward. If that's not working either, then come onto your back and work with the same opening with the hands. You see me there? Yes, with the hands pulling the knee forward, and you can work from this position. So wherever you are, find that modification. And if none of those work, feel free to send me a note and I can see what else we can work with. Otherwise, let's come into our pigeon. This is a strong hip opener. I've seen people cry in this pose. I don't mean to, I'm not making fun of them, but I'm just saying there's a lot of emotion that we hold in the hips. So sometimes that happens. And breathe. When you're ready, walk the hands up to the front. Now, whichever knee you have forward, we're going to just walk the hands on our tippy fingers here to the side for a slight twist. Here, think on each inhale, lifting the spine and the torso. Exhale a little deeper into the twist. Nothing too strong here. This is just a gentle twist. Find your point of twist and breathe. Relax the face. And then walk the hands back to center. Now, the psoas muscle is a large muscle that connects your leg to your spine. It runs parallel across from the top of the hip bone through the lower abdomen and connects to the lower spine. It's a cause of a lot of sort of phantom back pain, and it's sort of hard to reach. But one way the pigeon definitely will do that, and to directly impact it, I find it helpful while in pigeon to tuck that back leg, if you are able to extend it, and lift the knee. Relax and breathe here. You may find this in that upper area, upper inner thigh area. If you find that that's helpful, then come up onto the toe, lifting that knee, and breathe. Relax the shoulders. Hopefully you can see this. And release. One other stretch could be a little strong, but for those of you who it's available, we can do a quad stretch here, reaching back with the upper arm, grabbing that ankle and pulling the foot in towards the hip. You can also use the belt here as well to find the stretch. Again, these are pretty strong, so if it's not available to you, don't worry. Just do what you can. I'm just giving you some options here. And then release. Bring both hands back to the floor. Press yourself back up, and we're coming back into our downward facing dog. Shake it out, work your hips. We'll do the other side. Now again, lifting the other leg to the sky, bending the knee, bringing it forward, and laying it on the mat. Again, with the knee outside of the body and the foot at an angle and the foot flexed. Either straightening the leg behind you or bending it as sort of a side saddle position, whatever works, or the upside down. Do the other leg and reach the arms forward. Head to the floor. If you need a brick under your forehead here, if it's more comfortable, certainly feel free to do it. And breathe. Breathing into any tension that you may feel in the legs, in the hips, lower back, wherever. And when you're ready, let's walk the hands back up, coming onto our fingertips, and then walking slowly our hands to the side of the forward knee. Inhale, lifting the torso, the crown of the head. Exhale, coming into our twist here. Just a gentle torso twist. Inhale up, finding length. Exhale deeper into the twist. Just noticing where you feel this. Releasing the jaw. And then walking the hands back to center. And again, if it is available to you, tucking that back outstretched leg, lifting the knee. Again, I'm just barely clearing the floor with lifting the knee. It's really about finding that stretch in this area. The muscle goes up right in here. I can feel it very strongly, crisscrosses and goes deep into the pelvis to connect to the lower spine. And a lot of sitting causes that to contract and then causes a lot of problems with the lower back. And by stretching it, we can help to counteract it. And release. Again, if you'd like, taking the right arm now on this side, taking the right ankle and doing a gentle stretch of the quads if you'd like here, if it is available to you. Make sure you're relaxing the shoulder, keeping the torso facing forward, and relax your chin. And release. And let's just come to a seated position. Shake our legs out a little bit, wiggles, jiggles, strong work, but very effective in opening the hips. Okay, coming on to actually all fours again, I'm sorry. And we're gonna, if you use your mat lengthwise, this might be most helpful. I'm going to extend, I'm on my right leg, my right knee. It'll look like your left from the perspective, so I'll mirror you. So on your left knee, extend your right foot to the side. And with your hands out in front of you, extending the fingers, let's just do some rocking back and forth. Rocking into that hip. Again, more hip opening. A little stretching of the inner groin and inner thigh muscles. And then come back to center, extend the other leg. We'll do the same thing. So just making sure that your foot is in line with your knee. Hands are reached forward, fingers are spread. And we're just going to rock back and forth. Relax the jaw. Focusing on the hip here. Now coming up, keeping your foot extended, bringing this would be your right knee, bring your right hand to the side, reach the arm over and stretch. Then come back to the other side, bring the other knee in, reach out, extend the leg and stretch. Reverse, same arm, same knee and stretch. And let's just do a few of these, just moving from side to side. And stretch. All right, and then let's roll over onto our bellies, yay. All right, coming into some gentle back work, back strengthening work. Cobra, our feet are extended. Larry, can they see me okay? Thank you. Are extended. Your hands are at your side by your shoulders. We're going to lift the head, pull the shoulders back, squeeze between the shoulder blades and hover our hands, pressing through the tops of the feet and the pelvis, but squeezing all the muscles in the upper thoracic area of the body and strengthening them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as we breathe, lift, and then down, bring your forehead down, take a resting breath. We're going to do that again. Inhale, lift the hands, hover the hands, the head, squeeze those shoulder blades together, squeeze the elbows in tight towards the body, and lift. Breathe. And then down. Now this time we're going to do locust. So we're going to lift the feet. Now feet don't have to be up off the floor very high, but lift the feet, then the hands, then the head and the shoulders. Now squeeze all the muscles from the glutes, the hips, the whole way up to the shoulder blades and squeeze, 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 strengthening those muscles, looking for a little bit more lift, and then down. One more time. Inhale, lift the feet, the hands, shoulders, head. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. The more you squeeze, the more you're strengthening and working those muscles. And down. Take a resting breath here. Extend the arms out to the side as though you're an airplane or creating a big T with your arms. Bring your right hand in close to your right shoulder. My other arm, my left arm, is extended with the palm down. Pressing through the right hand, I'm going to roll my body over onto that shoulder just for a gentle shoulder opener. My hips sort of roll with it here. Find your roll. I'm looking towards the right. My left arm is extended behind me, and I'm just sort of rolling back onto that shoulder. This should be a pleasurable sensation. If it is not, do not do it. Breathe, relax the jaw and the chin.
and come back to center. We'll do the other side. Now again, extend both arms out like a big giant T. Take your left hand now, place your hand beside your left shoulder and gently press yourself into rolling over that back shoulder and arm. Just let the body roll with it, whatever feels comfortable. Finding a nice opening in the shoulder and breathe. Coming back to center. Let's press ourselves up onto our knees. Crossing your feet behind you. Bring our feet now in front of us. And let's come onto our backs. Just a little gentle abdominal strengthening here. So making sure that you're on the small of your back. Your knees are over the body. Feet are flexed. Now doing a little bit of an isometric kind of thing. I have my hands on my thighs, and as though I was like pressing pedals, I'm going to press with my right hand against my right thigh, but my right thigh is going to resist. Now, if you're on the small of your back, engage your core, and in feeling the engagement here of the core as you press that foot out, but fight it with the leg. Then same way coming back, resist with the hand. Then the other side, pressing the leg out and then back in, and then just sort of play with this, going back and forth, this resistance pedaling, keeping the small of the back, really focus on keeping the small of the back against the floor and engaging your core. And just noticing how it works, the abdominals here. Gentle core work. As intense as you'd like to make it by how much resistance you provide between the hands and the thighs. And breathe. And when you're done, just take your knees. Let's just let the knees fall wide and just sort of hook your hands over your thighs here. Do some just rolling around here to relax and open. And bringing the feet down. Coming into our Shavasana. Extend the feet. If you'd like, take a nice stretch above your head, kicking out your heels. Any last wiggles or jiggles. And getting comfortable with the legs falling to the sides, the arms at the side with the palms up if you'd like. Returning to the breath and just scanning the body for any elusive tension you may be holding. Relaxing the feet. Release the kneecaps. Check your hips and your belly. Relax your chest and the shoulders. Relax your face, your jaw, and breathe.
Coming back to the awareness of your body and your breathing. Gently beginning to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Rolling your head from side to side. And when you're ready, bending your knees, rolling over to your side, keeping your eyes closed here for just a moment. Take a breath or two here on your side. And when you're ready, press yourself up to seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to your heart, coming back to the intention if you set one at the beginning of the class. Engulfing it with that light, that fresh prana, the energy of your practice today. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for sharing with me today. Namaste.
Thank you, Robin. Namaste.
Thank you. You're so welcome. And as always, if there are any questions, anything you'd like to talk to me about, feel free to send me an email. I'm always happy to hear from you. Anything you'd like to do or work more on, always open to that as well. So have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Stay well.